Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm going to be using this coffee mug and I'm going to do a sunset style cup with the Crystalac pigments. You're going to start with universal white and I'm using numbers 2, 3, and 5, red, yellow, and blue, to make 4 different colors. So the first thing you need to do is make sure you stir up your universal white very well. And I'm just pouring a little bit into the medicine cups. I'm using medicine cups. It's probably better if you use something that has a top that is airtight. You'll see a little bit later how I'm going to store it, because I'm going to have to do 2 layers. But I'm going to make a blue, so make sure you shake it up very well. And then this is the blue pigment, number 5. And I'm just going to eyeball it. I don't measure. You can always add more. So start small, and you can always add more to get to the color that you want. And stir it up really well. The next color, I'm going to be using red. Again, shake it really well. The pigments will go sort of to the bottom. They're really messy, so if you want to wear gloves, it's not a bad idea because you'll probably get it all over your hands. And then I'm going to add yellow. I'm trying to make like a peachy type color. Again, you can always add more. So start with a little bit and then just sort of tweak it as you go. Just a heads up, in this video I am going to focus on mixing the colors, and I am going to speed through the painting process later. And that's mostly because I'm not that great at painting, and I just want to give you a quick overview of how you can use these pigments for different types of cups. Another option for doing colors with Crystalac would be to get the 3-in-1 Flippin' Awesome paints. I do not have any yet, but those come like already mixed, which I think is really nice. Because while this, is not hard, it's still an extra step. So I'm trying to make pink, so I just put some red into the universal white and get a nice pretty pink color. And then the last color I'm going to make is purple, so that would be red and blue. And as I go through this, like, I'm not a professional painter, so bear with me. I'm just sort of showing you how to use the pigments and what you can do. But hopefully you will be better than I am at actually painting them on your cup. So I've got 4 colors. I've got blue, like a coral, a pink, and a purple to go ahead and make that sunset cup. Make sure your surface is prepped and sanded and washed and ready to go. And I'm going to apologize now. It's really hard to paint and keep you in the camera view, so please just bear with me. I'm using a Taklon brush, and I'm starting with just like the bottom 1/4 and putting the blue on. I have 2 cups of water and a paper towel over on the left side of the cup so I can rinse my brush. You could also use multiple brushes, but I'm not one to have a lot of extra supplies, so I'm just using the same brush. So again, I'm just giving a good coat for this blue. And just so you know, it does dry a lot darker, in my opinion, than when you're painting it on. So when you're mixing your colors, just be aware. So I just rinsed off the blue. You can see the water over there. And now I'm going to move to this sort of corally color. I'm not in love with it, but here we are. So I'm just going to the next fourth. As I first put it on, I'm not mixing the colors. I'm just sort of putting it directly above the blue. And then once it's on, I will blend them together. Now, you'll see I don't love how this orange and blue blend together, and that probably has something to do with like the color wheel and the colors that go together, but like I said, I'm not a professional painter. You can learn more about that with a quick Google search to see what colors go together better than others. So yeah, once I get the coral color, orangey color on, I go back to the rinse and I go back to the blue and get blue on my brush and then go over the line in between them with the blue to get it more blended. And then I just do the same thing. So I put the pink on without touching them. And then I rinse. The handle's kind of tricky on these coffee mugs. I recommend not using them. They're so hard for me, but I'm trying to get better, so that's why I'm using it. So I get them on, get the pink on, and then you can lightly go over the line where they meet to blend it. Go back to the lower color and blend with that one too. It's not like an exact science here. You just sort of keep going till you're happy with how it looks. And then the last color is purple, which I'm putting on fully without touching. And then you can blend them and go back to the lighter color or the first color of the two and go right in that line where they mix. And there you have it. So there it is after my first layer. I don't really love how that blue and orange is coming together, but I know that I'm going to do a second coat. So I let it dry for a couple hours. You see this little bin that I used to store them because I didn't have tops. But you can see it definitely needs a second coat. It doesn't look the best, so I wasn't that worried. So I let it dry for like 2 hours. It says 2 to 4. And then I realized that it dried a lot darker than I had originally thought, so I'm going to lighten up that coral color. It was a little darker than I wanted. So I'm adding white and yellow to sort of change it up. And the pink as well, add a little white. It was a little darker than I wanted. I gave the other ones just a stir because they had been sitting for a while, a couple hours. And then I'm basically just going to do the same thing. So I'm starting with the blue. And you can see once I put it on, it's a lot lighter than when it dried. So just keep that in mind when you're mixing your colors. So sorry that I'm having trouble keeping this in the camera. And then I wash my brush. And I'm going to move on to the coral. Again, not mixing them initially, getting my section painted off, and then going back and blending them. Go grab some blue and blend them together. So if you've got two colors, you'll do the first color, the second color, and then go back to the first to blend it. You'll have a better picture here. I've realized little late that I was not doing the best job keeping it in the camera. So again, put the pink on in the whole section, rinse your brush, go back and grab the orange and blend right through the middle. I have it sped up because you don't need to see it super slow. I'm like I said, I'm not a super experienced painter, so sort of is going to take some practice on your end to get better at it, but put the purple on, go back and grab some pink and blend it until you're happy. So once you're done painting, it says dry 2 to 4 hours, and then you can start sealing if you want to put glitter on it or if you just want to seal it up with your Brite Tone. That's up to you. And there we have it. What do you guys think? Let me know if you have any questions. Make sure that you hit subscribe if you haven't yet. And comment below if you have any questions.